Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Let's Get Together, a social club for seniors. And I am Heather, your host for today. And we are only here because we got not only, but it is very helpful that we got grant funding from AeroCares by Lockheed Martin employees and also from Hesta Stewart Christian Trust. And they allow us to do what we do so well. And so today, what we're going to do is flashback program. It's Friday, April 28th, the last business day of the month. Where's the month gone?
April. Oh, what am I? Oh, I have. Sorry, my camera left again.
Yeah.
There we go. So when we come Monday, it's going to be actually May.
It will. It will. And then you hear all these parties being planned to celebrate the 4th that are themed around Star Trek. May the 4th. Like, may the 4th be with you. It's so silly. And then you've got Cinco de Mayo. So party animals galore. All right, let me share my screen. So last time we did Flashback, which was about a month ago, I think we ended on this one with the pencil sharpener. And we all shared stories about, the pencil sharpener in the classroom and, kind of lollygagging in class. So you just find an excuse to get up and goof off, and you go to the pencil sharpener, and then you just wheel and wheel and wheel and wheel and wheel, and then your pencil goes, and then mom's got to buy a new one. Or you put things in there that weren't a pencil, and then they were electric, and then they were mechanical. And then now there's electronics, so you don't even have to use a pencil to erase. You can just do it on your device. So this poor manual pencil sharpener is being phased out.
Oh, it's still going to be there. It's always going to be there.
Yeah,
pencils are still big.
Not as prominent.
No, but pencils are still big. I use pencils. I have mechanical pencils, but sometimes the leads are too thin for some of the other things I do. So I have some of the regular pencils, carpenter's pencils, and things like that I use. So
yeah. Do you use pencils on the regular, Miss Nancy?
Oh, no, not really. But those others, I got a heavy hand and they would snap.
Yeah.
I don't use them. I don't. Just regular pens. I don't use them that often.
Yeah. And the mechanical pencils, I was always so afraid I was going to run out of the lead. And so it like you would click it and it would come out and you go, well, I guess maybe I didn't have to have it that long. So you weasel it back in there and just kind of have it out just a little bit shorter, and
then it breaks.
And then it breaks. Was there a way to change out the eraser if you use the eraser at the end of it? I never.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it just pulls out, and you just put on a regular pencil or a mechanical.
On a mechanical pencil.
Yeah, that's the thing. It'll pull out. You just stick another eraser on top of it.
I didn't know they sold them.
Yeah, I didn't either. So does the eraser come out with the little metal sleeve around the bottom of it? You just pull the whole sleeve out?
Depends on what mechanical pencil you're talking about.
Okay. Because there's a sleeve that's kind of tight around the eraser to hold it in place. Yeah. And if you use the eraser all the way down to the edge of that sleeve, you wouldn't be able to grab it and pull it out.
You'd use a pen. You put a pin in it or something to be able to pry
fish it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of those are plastic. Those sleeves are plastic these days.
Uh-huh.
They're not metal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so they'll kind of flex a little bit and get it out. But I usually don't wait until they're all the way down before I do it. Because sometimes you can take them out and you can turn them over to get another fresh, so you can get one and you can turn it over and then you've got a fresh one on the other side, until it's all gone.
Yeah, I used to try to put, the erasers that you can add on to the wooden pencils, they just slide over the eraser in and it kind of comes to a point.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I used to try to get those and put those on the mechanical pencils. And then because I didn't know that you could change out the eraser once it's worn down. And then when you use that to erase, sometimes it pushes on the lead and the lead comes out. And it's just so finicky. Yeah.
Well, the lead on mechanical pencils today are so thin. I use mechanical pencils in drafting, and the lead is much thicker.
In drafting what?
Drawing.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like drafting a letter.
Well, no, drawing, because that's how blueprints and other things like that, right?
Yeah.
And so
I actually took drafting in high school.
That was a class?
Yeah.
It was a class with nothing but boys. I was the first girl to take drafting.
What were some things that you were taught to draft?
Well, you just had to draw certain things, like a screw, different things that's got kind of 3D. The teacher told me I just took too long on everything.
Well, I had a lot of my college included drafting in it.
Yeah.
And I actually had to take an engineering drafting class, which kind of was, I'd already learned a lot in my other classes before I got there, type of thing. But
it's really fun.
Yeah, I had to take it for credit. That's one of the things,
It sounds interesting.
It is.
I didn't even know that was a class.
I enjoyed the class.
Oh, yeah. You had big drafting boards. They're big boards, drafting tables. Okay. You had your big piece of paper. You used masking tape to hold it on there. You had rules. And I say not rulers, rules, because that's really the proper name. It's not a ruler, it's a rule. And you had scales, depending on how big you wanted, you could put your scale. You had, in fact, I think you even had erasing shields. Okay. They're
erasing
little
shields?
Metal, yeah, because you had to erase somewhere along the way. Okay. So you had a little metal piece you put down there on top of it that would cover everything else except where you're going to erase.
Oh, okay.
You get it clean, type of thing. Because you got graded off if there was any extra pencil marks. Had to be perfect,
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I wonder why that's not a class any longer. Like I'm starting to think about what were classes offered in high school that are now no longer offered in high school. So you've got your I kind of think they're like trade focused classes,
but,
right?
Yeah, they don't offer typing per se. It's all
which is weird
based.
To me.
Even drafting now is computer based. Okay.
Oh, hey, it really does make sense. When I took typing, we had the clunkers, and then halfway through they came out with the electric, and I would go in and practice on the electric, which made me better on the clunker. Then they replaced that, and that was it. I couldn't practice anymore.
What are you calling a clunker? A typewriter?
It's a typewriter that
manual.
has little rods in it. So you hit a key and a rod comes up and strikes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The electrics, they had some electrics were like that, but a lot of them were like the Selectrics of IBM, had a little ball on it.
Well, and they were
And
real fast. You just
the ball
real
would spin.
touchy.
The ball would
Okay.
turn around to the whatever key it was. It was
Right.
programmed, okay, where you hit an A, turn the ball to an A. If you hit an uppercase A, turn the ball, hit an uppercase A,
Right.
type of thing. So you could get a lot of different fonts that way. Just wasn't what was one. I used them in
well, then I learned on a clunker.
Yeah, when I did graphic arts in college, they had special IBM Selectrics. They had a special balls on it because it did the spacing, like you would printing out a page, you'd do the right spacing on it.
Yeah.
And then they eventually phased that out. And you could still buy typewriters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walmart still sells them,
which is
but
weird.
they're cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is weird because they don't weigh as much as they used to, and they're more streamlined and narrow, kind of like Polaroid cameras. You can still buy a Polaroid camera and take a picture and it'll print it out, but it's not. Yeah, it's just a different design
very
altogether.
light metal, very cheap metal. But you can buy them. If you ever get the old typewriters, they will last almost forever.
Yes. Yeah.
I have a neighbor basically who taught for the VA typewriter repair.
Oh, really?
See, veterans, that came back going through physical therapy and other therapy, and you teach how to repair typewriters.
That's really awesome.
Of course,
when I was learning on a typewriter, I always loved the feature of the whiteout, like you could put the film down and it would hit it and it would white out what you just typed, and so you could type over it. But I was working for my aunt and uncle, and they had to type out a bill of lading for these different orders, and it was a triplicate, and so it would always mess up the second and third copy. And so my first copy was the only pretty one, and I was like, one mistake, you had to start all over. I thought, oh my goodness, I need a better technology. And here we go.
That's one of the things about it. That's why computers have replaced it, because you can do that easily.
Yeah. Going back to the drafting.
Yes, ma'am.
I just Googled, and it does say that they're still doing drafting in high school, because it says here that the following, let's see, wait a minute, where does it say it? You could actually earn college credits for work that they completed in the high school.
Yes, but it's not done with pen and pencil, it's done with computers.
Oh, okay, so drafting in computers now.
Yeah, it's all electronic.
Yeah, all electronic. Now sometimes some of the programs will start the very beginning of that class time, like the first 6 weeks or so, on pen and paper. Okay, because some students have a problem of understanding perspective. What do you mean when you say a 3D? What does that mean? Or you look at this in perspective, or top perspective, or side perspective, and until they understand that, it's hard to do the computer part because they don't know what they're doing.
They don't have the basics to build on.
Basics. So they start with the pencil and the paper to kind of give them the idea. This is what it means to have a top view, a side view, an end view. Okay, a 3D view, all of that. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, they do a lot of it in computers these days. You can still get certifications of it, but it's all computers.
All right. So, what's your next picture now?
I was just thinking about like home ec,
come on,
cursing, some of cursive, some of the other just topics aren't really taught. Oh, we did that one. Hold on.
I did.
Now, I have never, ever, ever, ever done one of these, the ribbon pulls. Isn't that what they're called, a ribbon pull?
You are so young. It's called a maypole. You are
Maple.
so young.
I know.
Yeah, you are so young.
Tell me all about this
Never did
maypole.
one.
You never did one? Nancy, you
No,
are
babe.
so young, you little youngin'.
Yeah, going to
it's
be
a pole,
75 years old. That's not young.
and it was done basically in May, okay?
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
each kid had a ribbon, and you kind of danced around this pole, and you'd weave in and around. So eventually, all the ribbon was wrapped around the pole.
Uh-huh.
Where did
'Cause it
they
got
do
shorter and
this
shorter.
at?
Got shorter and shorter as you went around the pole. I
Right.
did it as a kid. Now, it's been a long, long time ago, but I remembered it as a kid.
Where did it originate?
Okay. I can't say it for sure, but I believe it's a pagan custom.
Yeah, let me see.
I think from Ireland or Scotland, someplace like that.
Yeah. Uh,
You're
Maypole.
Googling it, I can see.
I am. I am. Google knows everything. Maypole
No,
history.
Google also has a lot of incorrect facts too. So anyway,
I don't disagree with that at all. Okay, yeah, you were right about the pagan custom. So, the first article I found,
is usually what.
say that again.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. It says some evidence suggests that it began in Roman Britain about 2,000 years ago when soldiers celebrated their arrival of spring by dancing around decorated trees to thank the goddess Flora.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but
Some of them too that I remember was it was all girls, and it was kind of like a spring. I don't remember the phrase, but it was like a celebration of uh, the goddess. What's that female goddess? I can't remember. Um, Isis or whatever type of thing.
yeah, isn't
Was
there one goddess of
you're
like fertility or something like
sorry.
that? But
Yeah,
if it's
that's basically the girls did it to celebrate that, dancing around the pole, type of thing.
huh.
Of course, when you're a young kid, they have boys in there too, so it just all, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's
Anyway,
just more of kind of going through the
it was,
motions now.
I don't remember. We didn't, we didn't do it very often, maybe a couple of years, and then that kind of phased out,
Yeah.
but it was more of it was during gym time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
PE.
I wonder how does the person get the ribbons connected to the top of the pole to begin with? You have somebody scale the pole and tie up a bunch of ribbons to the top?
Well, I'm sure they
How
do,
about
or
flagpole?
they tie them all there, and then they put the pole up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Either way.
Uh-huh. Well, all right. I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay. Love notes. Love notes. Passing a love note in class. Anybody get in trouble for doing that?
No. Nope.
No,
Was that not a thing when
I
you
didn't
were
care
in
anything
school?
Nope.
Some kids did it, but that
Passing notes, yeah.
you pass sometimes other notes, so much love notes sometimes, and so it was just
George Strait he made a song famous about that. Check yes or no. I think he wrote a song about him and his girlfriend passing notes in class, and one of them passed a note to the other that says, "Do you want to be my friend? Check yes or no." And then you had to like check a box and then send it back, Do you want to be my girlfriend or my boyfriend? Check yes or no, Anyway, and so now they grew up and got married, and anyway, the story's kind of cute.
You know, it happened in my school, but the teachers got very strict.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kids think they can pull things on teachers. They can't. You know, so the teacher would see the notes being passed on. She'd all of a sudden a piece. Some teacher would just kind of march up to it. Other would kind of casually walk around the room, and all of a sudden, boom, you're in. You know, I got you.
Go to the office.
Go to the
Went to the
office.
office. Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You go straight to jail.
That's right.
That's it. Man.
And then you sit in the office, you get lectured and all sorts of things.
Do you get paddled? Did you guys ever get spankings in school?
Depends upon what you did. Okay. And
I never got it, but it was done.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends upon
I never did.
Yeah.
Now I got lectured because I skipped school.
Oh yeah.
And I figured I was going to get paddled because I heard the lady in the office, she never smiled. Never. And I had to face her. And I was scared.
Yeah.
And Mother told me, she says, I told them they can do anything they want to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all weekend to have to
stew on it.
And then when I got in there, she asked me, she goes, why did you do that, Nancy? And I said, I guess I was stupid. And she grinned. And she goes, okay, well, don't ever do it again.
There were, of course, when I was a kid in elementary school, always rumors going around that each new principal had his own spanking machine.
Oh, yeah? A paddle?
Paddling machine. Not just a paddle, a machine.
A machine? No way.
The mechanical machine that paddled you, you know.
Wow. They didn't have that here.
Yeah. Now, even up into junior high school, so that's a long time ago, back in the 60s. Teachers were given freedom to do things, you know. I had a shop teacher who, he didn't do it to me, but he described it, and he did it to a couple kids of, you know, they were misbehaving in shop class. And he went back to his supply room, brought a plank, and told them to bend over, and he whacked them, and they flew over the table, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And he never got in trouble because the kids knew that they deserved it.
Yeah.
Okay. And those were the days when the parents didn't jump on the teacher for every little thing. You know,
when discipline was,
you look at your child wrong, and their parents didn't jump on them, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I agree.
Don't get me started on that one. We don't need to go there.
That's a big old deep rabbit hole, isn't it? I think we could all share some opinions on that.
Legally in Texas, you still can spank a child in schools.
Oh, really?
Legally. Now, do they do it? No, because of lawsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So legally you can.
Definitely a difference, no doubt. In high school, there were elevators in our high school. It was big enough, multiple stores and a couple different elevators.
Oh, wow.
And my senior year, I had a couple friends and I got together, and we wanted to pull a prank on the incoming freshmen. And so we connected with a couple of people all throughout the school, you know, the different grades and stuff. And so we got a couple of friends together and said, hey, let's make some money off of these incoming freshmen. And we told them that you have to use the stairs to go to first and second floor. The only way that you're allowed to use the elevator is if you have an elevator pass. And we printed these, it was like on this bluish green paper, and we put the name of the high school and their name, and I think it was like $7 or something, like some amount that we made up. And anyway, and so we sold them elevator passes. And of course, nobody ever asked for their elevator pass. We just sold it and kept the money. But nobody found out until the very end of the school year. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be suspended. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be suspended. It was the very end of the school year. So I guess they chose not to suspend me. It was a first offense anyway. So I was allowed to graduate and not get suspended, but I risked it. And I forgot how much money off of the whole deal. I think anytime I didn't have school or something, or I got out and about on a weekend, I had my lunches paid for, made some money off
I
the
was never
freshmen.
in a high school that had an elevator that was access to all students.
Oh, really?
You had to have a key to use the elevator. So
They
like
kept
if
the
you were
grades
a student,
separated?
no, but no, if you had 3 floors, you had to walk up 3 floors. The elevator was just used for deliveries and special things. If you had a student who had an injury, like in a wheelchair, they had an escort that had a key to allow them to go up and use the elevator. Okay.
Yeah, no free roam.
No free roam. No. And of course, some of the older elevators were complicated because you had the big elevator doors, and you had another one you had to bring down, and all sorts of things like that. So, but none of them that I was in ever had free reign for the elevators for the students. It was always and you had to have a key to use them.
Uh-huh.
We didn't have elevators.
Your school is all one floor?
No, high school wasn't. It was 2 floors.
But no matter what, everybody's taking the stairs?
Yep.
What if there was an emergency? I mean, like someone in a wheelchair or something? I'm sure they had a back of the house elevator that just was off, no
we
access.
didn't have anybody that was in a wheelchair.
Huh.
Yeah. So it all varied, of course, only was one high school that had 3 floors. One had 2 floors, and for the most part, what they could do is they could arrange classes to be on the first floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's smart. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. How many were in your graduating class?
Like anyone that. Oh gosh.
Maybe 480 or something like that.
That's big, Steve.
Yeah, ours was around that too.
Y'all's were bigger than mine. My graduating class was
in the
389 or something.
We had to have ours in the university field house because they didn't have enough space any place in the school district that would take them.
We had our graduation at the college, and you once you got your diploma, you had to leave.
No wait and turn the tassel or throw the cap or anything. You're just like, we gotta clear this parking lot.
Yeah, it was at UTA. There in Arlington.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, y'all, it's about 10 minutes, 11 minutes after. I'm gonna hop off of here, and I think I'm gonna check the weather. It's getting kind of dark outside.
It's supposed to rain later this afternoon and into the evening.
Is it supposed to rain over the weekend too?
I don't know about that. I know it is tonight. Supposed to be some very bad weather. this
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah, I was thinking we were supposed to have a nice weekend, but that could have changed. I
Yeah.
hadn't seen it in a couple of days.
Well,
I'm
my little
pulling up
weather
the
app
weather.
isn't loading for
Oh,
some
there you
reason,
go.
so I need to try to do a little research. I got
It's gonna
some.
rain. It's gonna rain into tomorrow morning, but early morning, and then it's supposed to be fairly nice the rest of the weekend, but cool. Only in the mid-50s on Sunday,
Ooh, yeah.
Wow.
mid mid-60s tomorrow. So,
We'll
well,
take it.
we won't be using our hot tub today,
Not with it storming,
Heather.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Might over the
We have a
weekend though.
problem with our lid is losing air. It's got some leaks in it, so they
Oh, really?
inflatable things. So we're trying to figure out what to do with it, because it was also absorbing water into it.
So mine did that, but I was assuming mine was condensation that had collected up. And so I just drained all the water out and refilled it with air, and it's been fine.
Yeah, we've done that, but it still starts. You can tell. I have to pump it up at least once or twice a week.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Yeah.
you can. Yeah, that's and
You tried to
can't really
identify where the
buy.
hole is so you can reseal it?
Well, the problem is with the ones that we have. Okay, at least the one the Coleman is that you got all these little tubes. Remember, you got those tubes underneath. Well, they start leaking around all of those little seams between the tubes, and there's no real way to patch those when they start going like that.
It's hard to patch a seam, yeah.
Was it time for a new one?
So you have to,
or a hard shell one.
You got to either build one because it'll fit there, or you got to figure out something else. Okay. And I seen a number of different YouTube's things about it, but one of the last ones is a guy bought an inflatable floaty off of Amazon. It's about the right. It was a little bit bigger than that, but it would still fit in there, and you could blow it up. Okay. And it was designed rather than all the little tubes, there's big rings, the inflatable rings on it. And so he's going to see how that works. He tried taking the one he had with the tubes and filling it with the inflatable foam, expanding foam.
Oh, that's a good idea. Did it dissipate?
But it got too heavy. Got too heavy.
I said dissipate. I meant did it spread evenly is what I meant to say. But okay, it got too heavy. Yeah.
But it got too heavy because you had too much foam in it. Okay. Others have taken big sheets of the insulation foam.
That you mentioned that the styrofoam and cut it to fit.
Cut it, and put it up in there, type of thing. It just all varies, a lot of different things, but.
I got a couple of sponges too. There's some sort of sponge that it absorbs like different oils and things from your skin and your clothing and stuff. Works really, really well. And then you can clean them, let them dry, and then reuse them again. Made in America. Cute little stars floating around. I'm enjoying the devil out of mine.
We have some of those in our big hot tub. I haven't used any of these yet because it's just, I don't use anything but the bromine chemicals.
Yep.
Nothing at all.
That's all I use except for that sponge I just got.
I tried one time the defoamer or something like that, and it made a mess.
I tried that one. I tried that once too, and it's almost like it just creates this weird film, and it's funky.
So I had to drain the hot tub, clean it out, and refill it again.
Same.
So same. Just put in the bromine tablets. I have a little
and clean the filter.
Yeah. I used the little thing that came with it. I put some in there, and I bought a floater.
Same.
That floats. and it, you know, dissipates a lot better. And that's all I use, you know. And but every other day, I change the filter, clean it out, you know.
Yeah.
And
works like a champ.
I bought some spares on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because the originals are no good anymore. We're no good after a year.
Same here, yeah.
So I bought some spares on Amazon, and like I said, if it's a really bad day, sometimes I'll change it. When I first turned it back on this year, I had to change the filter every day because it was cleaning out any gunk that it absorbed into the pump during the wintertime.
That makes sense, yeah.
So after about 3 changes, it was fine, you know, nothing like that. And it's actually pretty good. So, but
yeah, sounds like our experiences are the same. Let me know what works for redoing that
we're
seal
not sure
or whatever
yet.
if you find a solution.
Right now, I'm just pumping them back up again. You know, I've got a little pump, and I just pump it up
All right.
about every couple days and get in there. And basically, to keep it so that because if it rains, then all the water stands on top of it.
And then it weighs it down even more, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to keep it up so that don't do that. Bye,
I miss
Nan.
Nancy.
Bye.
I will see y'all another day.
See you next week. I'm gonna hop off of here too.
See you next month.
See you next month.
Well, I'm going. All right.
Bye, Nan.
All right.
So anyway, I just yak and yak, and so anyway, we will figure it out. You know, not sure what we're going to do with it. You know, whether we're going to, I don't know. We'll
let me know what you do decide.
You know,
I'm gonna hop onto this other call that was supposed to start at 12:15. Okay. I sent him a text. I said, "Give me a minute. I'm wrapping up another call."
Yeah, you should have said, "I need to go." You know, I need to go, and I would have stopped talking.
Nah, that's all right. I learned from you.
Well, you have a great weekend, Heather.
Yeah, man.
And we will see you on Monday.
Sounds good to me. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.